Licensing patents is a strategic endeavor that requires careful evaluation of when to license, who to license to, and how to navigate the competitive landscape. Whether you're a tech giant like Microsoft or a startup with emerging innovations, aligning your patents and the portfolio with market opportunities and business goals is critical. Next week, break down the key considerations in optimizing licensing discussions. First is timing, the linchpin of licensing success. Market readiness is important. Licensing too early or too late can diminish the value of the portfolio. Portfolios must align with the market maturity. For example, a groundbreaking AI patent may have limited licensing potential if the industry lacks the infrastructure to adopt it. Conversely, patents for matured technologies such as 3G or 4Gs can see a high demand because they happen to be incorporated in the 5G standards. So in the technology lifecycle, we see things such as early stage, peak adoption, and a decline phase. So the early stage innovations focus on provisional filings and partnerships to build credibility. During the peak adoption, you license aggressively when the technology becomes industry critical. So for example, 5G patents or 6G patents or AI patents in 2025. Then there's a decline phase. Diverse non-core patents or cross-license to avoid obsolescence. Examples of this might include, let's say, maybe the Zigbee technology that's rarely used these days, or some lighting technologies. First, you need to ensure your patents are license ready with enforceable claims and claim charts and no encumbrances. Regular audits help identify lapsed patents and those nearing expiration. Next, you need to target the right licensees. So you need to have a strategic alignment, core versus non-core patents. You need to isolate the core patents that are core to your business and keep those separate from the non-core patent that you're going to license or sell. You can even consider licensing or selling to companies in adjacent market if you're concerned about your direct competitors having access to the non-core patents. You can also consider industry verticals or sectors where your technology solves problems. For instance, semiconductor patents may appeal to IoT or automotive firms. You can also look at relationship-driven outreach. For example, existing relationships can accelerate the deals, such as companies that you have a history of collaborations. Such a partner can streamline negotiation for a sensor technology license, for example. You can also have global considerations. Prioritize jurisdictions with strong enforcement, such as the UPC in Europe or in Brazil and growing markets. A robust European portfolio can attract multinational licensees seeking regional protection. You also need to do a competitive landscape analysis. How do you do this? You benchmark your competitors to see if there's a portfolio overlap and to see also if there are spaces that no one's taking that you should jump in and patent as soon as you can. You can also do risk mitigation by doing freedom to operate analysis before you approach people for licenses, because they invariably are going to counter your offer with their own. You can also understand the litigation trends by analyzing sectors that are prone to litigation, such as, let's say, the 5G sector. And if that's the case, then your licensees need to include indemnification clauses. Item number 4 is valuation. You need to balance the quality and the market realities. So what are the 3 key metrics here you should consider? Revenue exposure. If a licensee's revenue from using your patent would be a factor in dictating your leverage with them. For example, a company earning $1 billion annually from your technology may be more willing to pay higher royalties to continue the access versus a company that's not making anything from the technology. They're not going to be likely to pay too much. You also need to assess your portfolio strength. So critical mass matters here. A dozen high quality patents in a niche can outweigh hundreds of low impact assets that do not read on any particular products. For valuation methodology, you can see one of the other videos we've done, but you certainly can use the income approach, the amount of savings or exclusivity that enhances the bottom line, the EBITDA, because of it. And so such EBITDA, when you value them over a 20-year period, would provide the income approach valuation. You can also use market comparable approach. You look at other patents in the same space that's been sold or been licensed, and you can use those information to then justify your evaluation of the patent. And then of course you can combine and average the two numbers, so that way you have multiple ways of valuing the technology. You also need to do continuous evaluation of your technology, and you adapt to industry changes. And this can be done by regular audits or using an agile strategy of data-driven insights and scenario planning, so that you build your portfolios to adapt to the industry shifts. The evaluation of a patent portfolio for licensing demands a trifecta of timing precision, strategic targeting, and competitive awareness. By continuously refining your portfolio and leveraging your relationship, you can transform your patent portfolio from a bunch of idle assets into revenue engines. And as the market evolves, stay agile, and not just in the research and development part, but in the IP strategy, so that you will remain a leader rather than a laggard in leveraging your portfolio and monetizing from it.